But tonight, the police has been condemning the incident. They say about 12 of their officers have been injured. Let's bring you details of that statement issued by the police on today's demonstration. It says the demonstration by the Arise Ghana group commenced with demonstrators gathering at the Obra spot at about 8 a.m. Contrary to the court orders, the organizers insisted on using routes leading to the Jubilee House. All attempts to persuade them to comply with the court-approved routes did not yield the expected results. Unfortunately, and without any provocation, the demonstrators began pelting the police with stones. So far, 12 police officers who sustained various degrees of injuries and were treated in the police mobile hospitals have been transferred to the police hospital for further treatment. Some police vehicles have also been damaged. The demonstrators further regrouped and burnt tires on the road around Circle. The fire from the burning tires has since been put out by the police. It continues by saying that the police therefore had no option but to use tear gas and water cannons to subdue the rioting and restore order. The process is still ongoing. The road has partially been cleared, and we urge all road users to continue to bear with us and use alternative routes where possible as we take steps to fully disperse the rioting demonstrators. We wish to assure the public that all those involved in this violent demonstration will be brought to face justice. And this is signed by Grace Akrofi, who is Chief Superintendent of Police, Director Public Affairs. So the leaders of Arise Ghana have been reacting to the concerns raised by the police. In that statement I brought to you, my colleague Maxwell was there for us, and he joins us live from the press center where that news conference was organized. Maxwell, what are the issues being raised by Arise Ghana?
Arise Ghana, they've been holding a press conference to address the fallouts of the demonstration that happened some hours ago. It actually started in the morning. We had Rex Omar, we had an executive member of the NDC, Sami Jemfi, and a couple of others addressing the press here. As it stands, things have ended here, but we have with us here Bernard Mona, who is one of the leaders of Arise Ghana, and he's been making the point about the police. Mr. Mona, you are of the view that the crowd control measures deployed by the police was well orchestrated, and you make the point that some provocateurs were actually used to instigate the police to start firing tear gas into the crowd.
Obviously, I mean, you could see that we have been peaceful in everything from the day that we sent notification to the police, that was on the 1st of June. We have always listened and agreed with the police until they did the unthinkable by going to court, and then we went to court. And even when we got to court yesterday, the police who had put in an application were now running away from their own application, saying that they wanted the application to be heard at a different day, until the judge stood on his grounds and insisted that she wanted the application to be heard because of our demonstration today. This afternoon, just about 12:30, the police called me. And when they called me, they said they wanted to have a meeting with the leadership of Arise Ghana. I told them that at that point I was the only leader that was available, so I called the other leaders. We agreed to meet at the Kwame Nkrumah Amusement Gardens. When they went in after about 20 minutes, I moved to them and said that the other colleagues, plus or minus 20-30 minutes, they will be available. They agreed. They came. When I was trying to move the crowd away from the police so we can have the meeting with them, some persons who were wearing some of our t-shirts, some were wearing red, told me that they were police officers right in front of the police commissioners who had come there. COP Yogunu was there, Idi Lansa was there, Doku was there, Awini was there, Habiba was there. These were the officers right before them that the other people that I thought were protesters told me that they were police officials. They were there to protest their bosses, and therefore they will not move until they protest their bosses. So I left them in the care of their bosses, and I went up. I came back, and these were the people who guided the police to come and meet with us. When we got down, after we addressed the crowd within the Kwame Nkrumah Amusement Gardens, we walked down, myself, Asiedu Nketia, Ofusu, and Pofo. Which one of us is a violent person? we were going to see why the police had barricaded the other end. When we were going there, we saw the policeman stand on top with his gun, started firing. So I told the protesters to move back. So I even broke the chain and went out to bring the protesters and said, don't go. All of a sudden, those same police officers who told me that they were there to guide their bosses, I saw them pelting at their own colleagues. What do you want me to say? That it is President Akufo-Addo's violence he transmitted through this medium, so that they can start attacking us, and they did.
You mentioned that some of the protesters are injured, but in the face of all this, it's still, you said you have an unwavering spirit in the face of what described as oppression from the police. You say you're going to continue with this at the Elwak Sports Stadium tomorrow?
Take today's date, that is 28th.
Okay.
Despite that is 28th June. Some 1948, 28th February, the colonialists decided to brutalize innocent Ghanaians who were on a peaceful demonstration, 28th. The recent and current colonialists of our time is President Akufo-Addo. He chooses the date 28th to unleash brutality on the people of Ghana. What else can we do as innocent citizens? We should stop because Akufo-Addo has brutalized us? No, we are not daunted. We will go on our demonstration tomorrow.
So tomorrow you're starting from
the Sports Stadium at 9 o'clock. We move to the Russian embassy, come out of the Christ the King traffic light, take the Liberation Road, come and terminate at the Parliament House, in front of the Parliament House.
And that's the agreement you went into?
That is what we have agreed. We initially had said that tomorrow we'll go to the Ministry of Finance, which is the capital city of corruption. And that is the fact that we are seeking economic liberation. We should go to the Ministry of Finance. The police say they will not allow that. As for meeting our people representative in the frontage of Parliament, we will go.
Okay. Thank you for speaking to us. So clearly, that is the common denominator for all the people we've spoken to here at the International Press Center, where the leadership of Arise Ghana has been addressing the press. As you can see, the media has dispersed. All the people who came here, many of them have left. But they are relentless and saying that they're going to go ahead and continue with their protest tomorrow at the Elwak Sports Stadium. But from here, we're going to circle to see what the place looks like some hours after police was compelled to fire tear gas to disperse the crowd that had gathered under the Kwame Nkrumah interchange protesting.
And those are some more visuals for you on today's protest. We have all the angles covered. Maxwell will be joining us to bring us some more on this. But right now, let's bring in a fraud and security consultant, Richard Kumado. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on Joy News Prime. And so the IGP had said that this was going to be an opportunity to demonstrate world-class policing. Unfortunately, this has ended up like all the other demonstrations that we have seen, very violent, very chaotic, persons injured, including 12 police officers per the police account. What will be your reaction to what we have seen today?
No, definitely something has gone bad again. The credibility of 21st century policing has become a major issue, and the police have credibility issues to deal with. I think their public relations has been dent again, and they are not able to deliver what even the IGP told them to do. It is interesting to look at the new trend that is coming up. From where we pick it from Ejura to Nkraza to the Muslim school, and to this particular one, there's a new trend coming up. And we in the security intelligence community are studying it so closely. And so to answer your question straight away, I think some few things were not done right, and it is time we look at it again.
But the police say they were attacked without provocation. So in the face of that provocation, what would be your assessment of their reaction to that attack that came to them? They were pelted, their vans were vandalized, and indeed now we are learning that 12 of their officers have been injured. Would you say that that reaction, the firing of tear gas, was commensurate or proportionate enough to the kind of attack that they saw at the scene?
Definitely, there was buses that looked like they have been attacked by stones. The police have the power to maintain law and order. The police have the power to assure public safety guarantees are achieved. The police have the power to arrest anybody. And to the extent that you heard a commentary, people introduced people to the police and the police shaded them. It raises many more questions. To be frank with you, I think this type of demonstrations and the reactions and the actions we are seeing, it look a little bit more staged. And it is difficult to believe the position of the police in particular. I think we are not doing well as a nation, and as a people, we are not doing too well. And it is time to look at it from the point of the demonstrators and from the point of law enforcement and see where we could find a common ground to create some level of reasonability, credibility for ourselves, and create the criteria for, proper law enforcement and proper behavior in this country. Other than that, we are losing it so gradually.
So this continues tomorrow. They have said that they are unfazed by what has happened today. They're coming out in their numbers to protest tomorrow, and they insist on the route that they have given to the police. We have just a few hours to the start of that second round or second day of the protest by Arise Ghana. What would be your advice to the police in terms of their approach to tomorrow's demonstration?
I was a bit worried when Bernard Mona mentioned the names of the police officers he did. Those are the ones that when things go wrong, you can count on them to calm down tempers and to touch grounds and to water down the ground. But to the extent that they were in the garden with them and we saw the outcome of what we are talking about, I'm a bit worried that who again within the Ghana Police Service will have the courage or will be encouraged to get to the grounds and make sure that things are done properly. I have covered many demonstrations in my 25 or 30 years as a law enforcement officer or as somebody who have worked with the BNI closely or as somebody who commands a bit more respect within the security intelligence community. And I'm a bit more ashamed. It's disgraceful. It is shameful. And I think on the part of the demonstrators, on the part of law enforcement, especially the big boys within the law enforcement agencies, I think we are trained officers and we need to rise above what we are talking about. It is not a proper thing. It's an eyesore, and I'm a bit more worried.
The police has been challenged. A challenge has been thrown to the police to provide proof of the men they say have been injured because, like you heard some of them say, they believe that some of these people were planted in the crowd by the police to disrupt the event. And you even allude to the fact that some of it looked as if it was staged and well planned. Do you think, and you question the PR of the police, do you think that the police must address a news conference on this and make matters a bit more clearer and bring the facts to bear?
Their hands are dent, and as much as they want to come clean, I think this could have been avoided. We don't need it. It could have been prevented. You remember when the police went to Kumasi and crashed with the Muslim students? The report that came out is that the students attacked them and some of their men were injured. The police went to Nkraza and the outcome was a mess. And the police claimed that the demonstrators fired stones at them and they used live bullets. The reason why, my brother, they are not using live bullets in Accra is that there are too many cameras here and there are too many people watching. And the stakes in Accra are very high. Other than that, you should not be surprised to see live bullets being used. I'm saying that the police might have a proof that people are throwing stones at them and some of their men have been injured. But this whole thing, looking at it from 21st century law enforcement point of view and security operations management in the 21st century, benchmarking best practices, it looks to me and many more people that it got to do with a bit more well staged and something that the police were not ready for the demonstrators, then they are doing everything to stop them. But the manner at which they went at it, I think it raises more questions than answers.
Thank you very much. That's Richard Commodore. He is a security consultant joining us on the Arise Ghana demonstration. Still to come here on Joy News Prime.